It gives me great pleasure to speak in this debate and add my voice to the just and democratic cause of Scottish independence. This is a belief I've held all my life. Independence is normal. Presiding officer, I can taste how close it is, which is precisely why the unionists in this place get so incoherently angry. The UK is a failing state. Historically, no other state has been so dependent upon imperialism. It's created a culture and a contemporary state characterised by what Tom Nairn called a tribal state of formidable complacency. We can see and hear this tribal complacency on a daily basis. However bad things are, we are told, they could only be worse by doing something different. The UK's very own version of insanity. The entire post-colonial history of the UK is one of consistent decline and democratic failure, with Brexit being the most recent example and eloquently highlighted by the Cabinet Secretary in his remarks. As Oliver Bullard put it in his recent book, the UK has become a mere butler to the world with facilitation of corruption, replacing the exploitation of empire. The indignation that's shown when example upon example of successful smaller independent states are mentioned is symptomatic not only of UK complacency, but also betrays a failure of belief in the Scottish people regarding what is possible. This, for me, is a great divide. I choose to believe in what is possible. I choose to believe in the Scottish people, and I choose to believe, like many other small and medium-sized countries, accepting the responsibility and also the agency that will come with independence will be both liberating and enabling. We are now left in the ludicrous position that those devoted to the declining UK state, no matter the cost to Scotland, cannot state what the democratic route to independence is for the Scottish people. At the same time as we rightly support the independence of other nations, we're expected to believe that a gathering of mainly English MPs in Westminster should have a permanent veto on Scottish democracy. It's absurd and it's fundamentally anti-democratic. The enduring characteristic of the Scottish independence movement is its commitment to using democratic means. But there are multiple democratic pathways to independence, as the history of the United Nations testifies. There is no statute in international law, nor in any UN charter, that gives any state the untrammelled right to deny a nation a democratic route to independence. Now, a referendum may seem the simplest, but it's not been the most typical route to achieving independence, and the will of a people can be exercised in many ways. Take the historically significant UN Resolution 435, which paved the way for Namibian independence, which included defining a democratic process leading to an election and not a referendum. Part of that process involved the use of a UN Transition Assistance Group, and perhaps the Cabinet Secretary might wish to consider the Scottish Government taking the initiative to appoint its own Transition Assistance Group, drawing on appropriate expertise beyond Scotland. Presiding officer, independence is coming, and the democratic voice of the people of Scotland will not be denied. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Thomson.